Ladies and gentlemen, we are back up in your face. It's your boy Shaun Q, my partner, like always.
Jay Roman.
Together we are OSP, and we want to hit you right off the bat with what's popping. Would you like to know what's popping, Jay Roman?
I do want to know. I saw the note. I can't
Here's
believe you put that in there. You want to pop that? All
That's
right.
what's popping. Here's what's popping. Captain America's dick. Apparently, that's what's hot in the streets right now. That's what's popping all over the internet right now. Is Captain America's dick.
No.
So apparently, Mr. Chris Evans was doing something with somebody and something on some game. He was trying to do social media, which is why I'm telling these old heads, look, man, and Chris Evans is getting up in there as far as old heads. Like, you've been around for a long time. Technology's a motherfucker. It will bite you in the ass. You got to be very careful with what you're doing. So this dude's playing some game. He's streaming it on the internet, on Instagram or whatever. He's scrolling, and then people got to see some of the things that are set in his phone, including two things. One is obviously a picture of his dick. Now, I personally don't want to look for it because I don't give a fuck about another man's dick. But I
didn't look for it either.
I feel like if I did find it, I would screenshot it and put Tony Stark saying, "That is America's dick."
You know what? I bet you it's probably already out there.
Right? That is America's dick right there.
No.
So he did that, and then apparently there was another thing that I saw that was kind of creepy. It was like a page. They said there was like a meme of his face on it. Mind you, this is on his phone, of his face on it, and it said, "Guard that pussy."
Nice.
I don't know what that means, but that is fucking hilarious.
Why not? You know?
Right? It gets out, and the big thing that people are freaking out about, and not even freaking out about, but it's definitely a I feel like our society's come to a, well, how come they can do this? We can't do that. Well, how come this is? And so the first thing that happened was all of his fans did what you were telling me about before. They did the K-pop theory, where they start flooding the internet when you put in hashtag Chris Evans and pictures of like puppies and beautiful babies and flowers and shit. And like, we have to protect Cap's dick. It's
ridiculous.
It's insane. So they're putting this out so people can't really find it, and they kind of flooded the internet like that because they have to protect Chris Evans. He's an American treasure. And so then, like, one of the Marvel Universe's co-stars, Kat Dennings, she's like, I feel like if he was a female, this would be a lot different. And she's partially true, because I've yet to see when a nip slip or a vag fuck up. I don't know what these things are called. I'm making them up.
They're called wardrobe malfunctions.
Sorry, since Janet Jackson, since Justin Timberlake. Okay, so when a wardrobe malfunction happens to a female, you rarely see. I've yet to see it where their fans take it upon themselves to flood the internet with wholesome pictures of them as to protect the private part that was seen. So her thing is, and she's kind of right about it, is that we objectify women much more than we do men. Mm-hmm. And I agree with her fully, but I am biased because there are certain body parts that I do not want to see. If I had a choice between seeing Janet Jackson's left titty and Captain America's dick, I'm Team Janet all the way. I get that it's a double standard in the industry, and it sucks. But at the same time, it's not the most important thing in our world today, people. So let's move past Captain America's dick, unless Jay Roman would like to touch on it. See what I did there? See the phrasing on that?
No comment.
You get nothing from me. You get nothing.
I don't.
We want to send
It happens. I don't care. I will say this. Okay, I will say this. It was an accident. Okay, nothing that was sent out there or maybe done like revenge porn against them. There is definitely double standard. We expect women to always be sexy and nice and sweet, and this and that when we want them to be. But then when they're not, because they choose to be, we're all against it. Whatever. But he used it as the opportunity to say, now that I got your attention, go vote. Right. So I was like, okay, because it definitely flooded the internet with people looking for Chris Evans's dick, and so him to be able to then say that, because then it can kind of get filtered in. Okay, cool. I love the K-pop or whatever the groups are called these days that are flooding that stuff. I think that's great. Protect them, because what's unfortunately not happening, and I'm of course always bringing it back to politics right now, is that they have Trump's face on Captain America right now on all these T-shirts around our neighborhood, and I want to just slap people because Trump is actually anti-Captain America. So it doesn't make any sense. But they're gonna make up their own shit. So whatever.
So then why don't we take the picture of Trump's face on Captain America's body and be like America's dick?
Yes. Genius. You know what?
I have been known as an idea guy from time to time. So we want to give a belated happy birthday to our sound engineer, Dimstrumentals. I feel like if there's everybody who's ever made anything that has to do with sound and has even DJ'd a little bit, you got to make that noise or else they don't hear you.
At least once.
That's just how they operate. While we're in the thing of giving out shout outs, quick shout out to longtime listener, one-time guest, Lil Drummer Dude. So this dude, listen to the episode we had a couple episodes back when we were talking to Eric Lucas and we were talking with Curtis Millender. We were talking about the DC fandom.
Yeah, I was wondering about this.
Talking about the games coming out. We were talking about Gotham Knights and how it's coming out.
Oh, yeah.
He mentioned that he had never played any of the Arkham games. None of them. And he's a big gamer. Never
Same
played
here.
any of them.
Same
So
here.
he took it upon himself to play all 3 of them in 1 week. Because he's a fucking psychopath. And he made it very important to text me in the middle parts of that. He's like, look, man, don't it look like Mad Hatter is getting fucked by Batman right now? I'm like, dude, just finish the game.
What? That's his takeaway?
Sending me screenshots and shit. I'm like, nigga, just finish the game, man. But mad props to him. He was like, I just want y'all to know that I finished it. I'm like, it's been a week. He's like, yeah. No games.
I'm Batman crack.
Yeah, right.
What's actually cool about that is, at the time that we talked about it, I hadn't played it. But I got PS Now. They gave me a deal like 25% off. So a whole year for $45 to play literally hundreds of games if I wanted to. And the Batman Arkham series is on there. I think all 3 of them. Right.
I think there's like 1 or 2. There's one missing. So that's the thing that he went through the work. He was like, well, if I buy this one, it's $7 for the first one because it's not on PS Now because it was on PS3.
Yeah.
Do this one. So he went through the process. He found all 3 of them and played them.
See, what's cool is they have Origins. So no matter where you start, if you start with Origins, you're kind of at the beginning.
Kind of, but Origins. I told him that's the one he could skip.
Yeah, I gotta say it's not as fun as I was hoping. Doesn't look as great as I was hoping.
Not at all.
But since it's Origins, I just started that way, and then I go through, and I'm not sure if it follows any kind of storyline for all 3, but
I don't think it does. I told him I was like, he was like, so I got to play 4. I was like, no, I'll skip that one because that's like Wolverine Origins. You can erase that from your brain forever. Yeah, awful. You don't need that.
Don't. You should stop ever saying Wolverine Origins ever. I don't want to hear it ever.
I had to compare it. It was another bad origin story.
That's okay. That's true. I'll give you that.
So football's back, baby. Football is back, baby. And the man over there nodding his head back and forth got himself a hot black quarterback who's on fire right now. got him.
Dude is pretty hot guy. He's good looking. Dresses different.
I mean, like on fire, like on the field.
I know.
I'll take it. He's not a bad looking dude. I mean, I don't know how he feels about us saying that. He had a decent game. Mind you, while we're recording this, it's only been 1 week, but it's been one crazy week of football. So in this week, we got to see Old Man Brady versus Old Man Breeze, and it was a game. It went exactly the way I thought it would go, but it was still a good game. I thought for sure. I bet that
exactly the way you thought it would go, as in like final score, or
final score.
You thought Brady was going to throw 2 interceptions and everything.
Yeah, I thought with no preseason, Tom Brady. Just when people were like, "Who would you bet on?" I was like, "Oh, the Saints, easily, like not even a question." And they're like, the spread 7 points. I was like, double it. They'll still cover it.
Yeah.
Because the Saints have the same nucleus from years past.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The Bucs are a brand new team that had no preseason to practice, that had no game time experience with each other. And I'm not sure if people remember this, but Tom Brady usually starts slow. It's he has to get into his rhythm. Once he's in his rhythm, you can't fuck with him.
You're talking about in a game, though, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about in a game and throughout the season. Like when he starts, like they'll lose like the first 3 every year. When the Patriots would be like they lose 2 or 3, everybody's like, "Oh, Tom Brady's done."
Oh, I know.
That's been going on for years.
It's so stupid.
I didn't think it would be any different this year. Same thing. 2 picks. Tom Brady's done. No, he just give him 3 weeks to get his old man body mechanics in order, and then he'll be.
Yeah, they had no off season.
Yeah, and I was like, but the Saints are going to be the Saints until the best wide receiver in the game twisted his ankle. Can't guard Mike Thomas.
5-6 weeks right now. He's supposed to be out.
Man, that dude's to everybody who's welcoming back to fantasy football. If you were like me and you had Mike Thomas, my condolences. Okay, I hope you looked elsewhere for other spots. I hope you have extra injured reserve spots for COVID and motherfuckers not playing preseason and dudes who don't know how to land properly. Because I got Mike Thomas and that dude on one of my leagues, and I was just like, well, that sucks. That was my keeper. I mean,
Yeah.
a waste of the pick to keep that dude. But he'll be back. The Saints will be fine. They absolutely will be fine. I thought it was a good game. And then they also had, so the first game of the season was the Chiefs. Who did they play? Versus the Texans. So it was Mahomes.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson.
And it was a good game. And they were allowed to have 20% capacity in the stands. And it was like 20% of fans, so there's some kind of cheering. And the reason why you can only have 20% of fans is because there's a pandemic and there's a virus out there going around called COVID-19. And then obviously somebody caught it.
So I think they're the only team that had fans, right? This week coming up, and this is going to post after it, but they're supposed to have 4 games with fans. So, but that's the thing. And everyone was sitting with their own people. So if I was one of the people who got sick and I was with my own people, I'd be looking at everybody like, y'all going to get slapped once I'm out of quarantine.
I would have
one of y'all got me sick.
Snapped like Kristen Dunst in Interview with the Vampire. Which one of you did it? I would have been fucking heated. But I can say this for the NFL. I don't know if you were looking during the game, they had like all the ways they're going to try to avoid a spread to where like everybody on the team everybody on the team, ball players don't have to have like this bracelet.
The proximity bands.
Yeah, proximity band and all that shit, which is cool. They're doing everything they can to try to keep people safe. And then MLB just announced that they're going to do their 16-team playoff in multiple bubbles.
Oh, nice. Okay, good. They smartened up.
4 bubbles. So they're doing one at like Texas Ranger Stadium, one at the Astro Stadium, and then one at like Arizona. So what they're doing is basically they have 2 AL stadiums, 2 NL stadiums, but the other conference is playing in those stadiums, so it's non-biased. So like the Dodgers would play on the East Coast, and the Yankees would play out in
Interesting.
So I was like, that's pretty cool. I like that. So they're trying
to
get.
Do they announce World Series then? Is there going to be one stadium for the World Series?
I would assume so because they have 4 stadiums. I don't think they need 4 stadiums for. I don't know which one out of those 4 bubbles for the World Series.
Yeah, I was making sure they're not flying back and forth for the World Series when they don't have to at this point. No.
I think it would all be in like I think the Texas Rangers have the newest stadium, and they would go with the newest stadium. So, which is cool. So they're going to bubbles. So we wondered about that because a lot of baseball players have been getting sick, and everybody's giving them shit like, well, they should get a bubble. Where's your bubble? Get in the bubble. And so they did 4 bubbles. They're like, look, man, our fucking bubbles.
I know.
Bubbles. So you brought up one. You have a cool one on the first black team president NFL history. While we're still on NFL,
too bad he's on one of the worst teams, but that's neither here nor there. So shout out to Jason Wright. All right, first black team president in NFL history, who is the president of the.
A team Washington. Has no name.
What's the actual name?
The team has no name.
That's right. So, the Washington National Football Team?
No, just the Washington Football Club.
Oh, Washington
Football Team.
Football team.
It can't be club because if it's club, that would be soccer. The Washington.
So I saw highlights of their game, from this past week, and it just has like the big W, like Wisconsin W, like it's a college team, where it just says Washington, and I'm like, that kind of sucks for them, but that's their bad because they took so damn long to do this, and of course then just did it for money. So you know what, just keep losing that for now. But you know what? Shout out to Jason Wright because that's what's up. First black team president, NFL history. NFL's been around, 100 years? It wasn't last year 100 years?
It's 100 years, yeah.
It took a little bit longer than I think we wanted, right?
Yeah. 100 years, but I mean, progress, I guess.
It's just how late is Washington to the party, man. They changed their name from the Redskins, which is derogatory, and then have a black president to kind of make up for it as well. It seems like a very trite move. You know what I mean? Shout out to him. Do your thing, dog. Get out there and handle it. But I don't know.
I mean,
a PR move. It's a PR move all the way.
I think it's definitely a PR move, but if it's a way in, take that shit. Opportunity is opportunity. And I hope he runs with it. I hope he does well. It sucks that it took a team with no name to get the first black team president, but whatever, man. Whatever gets you in the door.
I mean, I guess it's better than saying the black president of the Redskins. I don't know.
They should have got him as the black team president first, and then they probably wouldn't have had to change their name. Not like it would have mattered, but they would have been like, how can we be racist?
Yeah.
We have a black president.
You got your one.
Right? You got one? I mean, he's not real. You wanted to change our name to the dark skins? No. You deal with the Redskins. That's
Stupid. So stupid.
They could have done. Their Washington W looks like the W from Snowpiercer. Like, I feel like it's a Willy Wonka team. It's so big.
Yeah, it's so terrible. Stop it. Like, just put, they need to fix that quickly.
I like they have it. It was like, it's in the end zone. It says, the Washington football team, established 1932. Nobody gives a fuck about when you started with that awful name. Start over.
I know.
Anyway, staying in sports, some pretty dope shit happened. So, the future of tennis, the present and the future of tennis, Naomi Osaka, came out and won her third Grand Slam title. She won the U.S. Open in beautiful fashion, by the way. It was a very emotional game. I don't know if you got to see any of it. But
I did not. I think I was working or something.
She was Serena had a couple of close ones before she won, and she lost in the round right before, which I would have loved to have seen Serena versus Naomi again. Yeah. But it was a beautiful game, and Naomi did something that I thought was incredible. So the U.S. Open took place at Arthur Ashe Stadium. And if you know anything about Arthur Ashe, you know that he was an activist. He believed in civil rights, and he didn't just shut up and dribble his tennis ball. He used his platform to speak out about certain things. So it's very fitting that in this arena with this young minority, young brown girl, she took this time to, knowing that she had, I think it was like 7 days, she had 7 masks. And on each mask, she had a different name on each one. And so she came out and she had, I will tell you the names. She had Brianna Taylor, Elijah McClain, Ahmaud Arbery, Trayvon Martin, George Floyd, Philando Castile, and on the last game, she had Tamir Rice. And when they asked her about her mask, she said something that I thought was very eloquent, very, very intelligent of her. She goes, I'm aware that tennis is watched all over the world, and maybe there's someone that doesn't know Brianna Taylor's story. Mm-hmm. I have 7 masks, and it's quite sad that 7 masks isn't enough for the amount of names. And that, to me, I thought was awesome. She used her platform. She didn't come out and talk a bunch of shit and say, we need to do all this. She just quietly put her mask on, had the names right there, and played her game as best she could and won, which made it more impactful. So huge shout out to Naomi. I heard she's dating some colorful haired rapper ass dude. Fuck that dude.
I think she's too young for you anyway, man.
I mean, kind of. I mean, it's 2020, man. I'm about to be 40. 40's the new 30. She's like 20-something, so something like 7 years. Nah, she's too young for me. She would be talking about young shit that I just could not understand at all. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck. How was that fleet?
Yeah. An unfortunate update for her is the French Open is coming. She's already withdrawn, so because she got injured. She got injured in the final of the last one and doesn't have enough time to prepare to get to the next one. But I did see the Serena match. I want to say quarterfinal round. I don't remember against who. What I do remember, though, is she looks just like Rey from Star Wars. And I was like, why does this girl look just like Rey from Star Wars? We're talking like even similar builds a little bit. She was more fits, I guess you could say, more muscles. But the face, I was like, this is very interesting. This is like a Jedi versus, possible dark Sith type going on right here, So anyway, and I mean that for the one that looked like Rey. Because she's supposed to be a Sith. She's supposed to be like the Sith Empress. I don't believe that shit. She's the new Skywalker type thing. No. She's going to go dark. Anyway. Because Serena, to me, she's always the Master Jedi, baby. Always. And forever. So it was sad that she lost the next one. And now she's injured. And she can't even play in the Italian Open or whatever. So we don't get to see as much Serena this year. Still the baddest woman on the planet, in my opinion. Baddest sports player on the planet, in my opinion. Most underpaid player on the planet, in my opinion.
Underpaid athlete, yeah.
And that's even according to her counterparts who are men. She's the baddest. So, can never get enough love. So Naomi Osaka, definitely shout out, man. I mean, what's cool about the Serena matches, all the other ones were there to watch the one I was watching, and Naomi Osaka had the mask, and I was like, oh, and then that's when I first learned that she was doing that. Because again, I'm seemingly not able to catch sports a lot right now when they're playing. I'm trying to get home and I'm trying to bust out the playoffs and here this and that. Like last night, the football game, whatever it was, I can't even remember how it went. I saw nothing. I didn't even see a freaking second. I didn't even catch a highlight yet. And it's like, what is wrong with my timing on sports? It's killing me, man.
Dude, every major sport is going at the same time, and you can't catch one?
Oh man, like it's ridiculous. I have a child running around, who's going through a crazy growth spurt, who is like basically cussing us out and giving us dirty looks anytime we try to do something that's not what she wants. So
right. You're like, hey, you want to take a nap? My fucking knees hurt. Do you want to take a nap?
It's seriously something like that. The look she's giving me recently and what she told me recently, oh my gosh, it's insane. But I did actually get her to watch the Serena match with me. I was like, look, baby, this is tennis. I told her, do you see Serena Williams right there? That's the baddest woman on the planet. And so she got to see that, and she seemed very interested. And I always want to make sure if I'm ever watching someone, a brown person playing anything, and they're at the top of their game, of course, or just anything in general, I always make sure she sees it. I want you to see this. I want you to see what's going on here. And she was like, why is she yelling? Why is she screaming? Because, she has angry, like, ah. And I was like, well, they do that because they're aggressive and they're excited, and when something goes wrong, they go, ah, it's like that. So, so I always enjoy watching her. And it was just really great that I got to do it and have my little girl there watching it with me. And she sat there right there with me the whole time, at least for as much as she could take, because, she's a 3-year-old.
Right.
So super dope, though.
At one point,
for Naomi Osaka.
Pong to her, and I'm sure she got bored. But yeah, the exerting energy, it helps with your stroke. If you scream like that when you swing, it helps with your stroke.
Ridiculous.
So I'm gonna stay on the because we mentioned one of the names that she had on her mask was Brianna Taylor, and there has been some good type of development to come out of the Brianna Taylor story, and that is that the city has granted her her family a settlement of $12 million. And that is a good step forward in that it's not what we have all been asking for, but it's a step in the right direction.
At least for the family to be able to move on with that to help, because they want so much more, of course,
Right. And it's one of those when people look at it like, well, how is $12 million not enough? Nobody said it's not enough. It's not. We didn't ask for money. We asked for justice. Yeah. They were given money. They have not been given justice yet, and they are not the same thing by any means. And so at that point, some could say it's almost like they're putting a dollar amount on her life, and that's why it's not as great as it sounds when you're like, well, she got $12 million. But you can't say you.
Yeah, but you lost a loved one. You lost your daughter.
Can't say
in a horrific way.
You can't put that value on your daughter's life. So or your sister's life, your aunt's life. So I mean, it's a step in the right direction, but it's still not justice. We still want justice for Brianna Taylor. We are gonna take a quick commercial. Is that all good? Yeah, all right. We're gonna take a commercial. We'll be right back. We are back. Back up in your face, back up in your ear, back up in your house, back up in your car, back up in your phone. I don't know where you listen to or watch us, but wherever it is, we appreciate it. Believe that. All right. So, my man Jay Roman, we call ourselves Old School Perspective, and we say at the end of every episode, we tell people to keep it old school, keep the old school values, keep that mentality. Don't let this new shit, dick pic, non-researching. Don't let it fuck with you. Stay smart, right?
Yeah.
There is a show that is all over Netflix right now. It's the hottest show on Netflix right now that is catered towards old school heads like us, and it is Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai is a TV show continuation of the Karate Kid movies. Now, I'm going to say something that may not be a popular opinion. I'm going to say something that a lot of old school cats will, and based on my Twitter response, have offended by. Cobra Kai is trash. I need y'all to know this. Cobra Kai is trash. Let me finish. If you get past the Romeo and Juliet bullshit story, the story is awful, by the way. If you get past the predictable scenarios, which I struggle to do, you know the way I watch things. I watch things and I invest in them. I want to empathize with the characters. And when when they're using these devices that have been used for like 50, 60 years, where it's like, oh, they kissed, and right when they separate from the kiss, the other lover happened to catch them, or I'm going to show up to your house. And even though you always answer the door 137% of the time, on this time, the boyfriend I think you might be sleeping with answered the door. Oh, Johnny, I don't know why I love him so much. Daniel, it's basically an 80s teenage soap opera.
I think you just spoiled it for me. I had no idea this was happening.
Oh, you got to see it. It's like As the Karate World Turns. It's basically, it's like watching Power Rangers with no Megazords.
Wow.
It's like that like they're in high school. Remember in Power Rangers, they were in high school? They would have how come nobody wants to be friends with Karen? I don't know, but let's go fight Rita and these big-ass monsters. And they come back. Thanks for helping out there, Karen. It's a full show of that. It's got like, it's a full show of that. They want me to believe, as a sane person, that Johnny from Cobra Kai, who's a 50-year-old man, doesn't know what the internet is. My dad is 85 years old, and that nigga's on the internet all the time. You can't make me believe Johnny don't know what the internet is.
So is it's set? You say it's set in our current world? Like they don't.
This is
I know it was current at the time, but okay.
So it's 2018, and I get some of the shit. You're like, oh, he still has the old Firebird. No, he still wears old metal T-shirts. Yeah, but you don't tell me this nigga's avoided the internet for 30 years, bruh. Come on, man. Come on, man. It's basically like the CW presents Cobra Kai, and you know how I feel about shows on the CW.
Yeah, so same way I do.
Yeah,
we're similar.
I mean, Vel might like it. She's into the CW and shit like that. It looks like it was shot to look like an after-school special.
Didn't it start as a YouTube show or something like that?
Right, and they just ran with it like, oh, let's just keep shooting it like a after-school special. Hey, sit down. Let me tell you why Miyagi-Do Karate is better than Cobra Kai.
Okay, so question. Is any of it actually produced by Netflix, or did they just buy the right to put their name on it?
I think Netflix produced maybe the second season. There's 2 seasons.
Okay, I know there's 2 seasons.
Because I think it says Netflix presents. Keep this in mind. 2 of the producers are Will Smith and his brother-in-law, Khalid Pinkett, who did like all of Will Smith's trash movies, so like After Earth. Like, so I guess you should have known that if he's done Will Smith's trash movies, like Men in Black, why would he not produce this trash? Now, this is what I need you people to understand before you start overloading my fucking IG and my Facebook and texting me and shit. I am not saying Cobra Kai is a good product. I am saying it is trash, but I feel like we all need a little trash in our lives sometimes. It's not unwatchable. The idea that Johnny is stuck mentally in the 80s gives us nostalgia. The fact they have this soundtrack that's like this heavy metal, these rock songs that we used to listen to in the 80s that were everywhere, like songs from the movies, that's actually pretty good. There's maybe 3 good fight scenes in the whole series. One Rumble that is fucking incredible. Props for that. That is incredible. I like that part. I like the nostalgia part. I like the flashbacks, because if you don't remember like that part of Karate Kid 2, like, oh, that's right. You have good flashbacks. They have good Pat Morita flashbacks. But that's about it. It's trash. I mean, obviously, I watched every episode so I can speak on it. You know me, I don't talk shit until I watch a full product. But I need people to understand something. The same people who were telling me it's such a great show. This show is so fucking amazing. This is awesome and incredible. You motherfuckers were watching and loving The Tiger King, which means your opinion means shit to me.
I knew you were going to put that in there. I knew it.
Your opinion
there was really no going away from that, because I remember when we talked about Tiger King, and similar to right now, you bashed it. And then I watched it, and I was like, that shit is fantastic. I don't know what you're talking about. Now, it did get the help from the shutdowns to be able to have people actually be able to sit down and watch it. But I was like, how could you not watch the whole thing? It was quite something. So Cobra Kai, I am interested in, because I want to see a follow-up. But yeah, the cheese, I'll just be disappointed in that. So I'll just take it as it is and be like, okay, I'm gonna watch this for whatever it is, and just kind of let it entertain me, because that's about it. I don't. When it comes to stuff that maybe I know I'm not gonna be that into, I just hope it entertains me a little bit. I'm not looking to get deep into it and all that. Right. I am kind of irritated that there's a love story that you just told me about, because I just don't want all that in every single freaking movie I watch. But I'll check it out though. And I'll probably come back to the next episode like, you're bugging. maybe.
You might love it. So. You might love it. I can say this. I mean, you might love it.
You can leave it at that. You said a lot.
No. I was gonna say about the Tiger King thing. Remember one of my biggest things I had with the Tiger King was I like sitcoms. I love situational comedies. And a friend of mine was like, "Isn't this a sitcom?" I was like, "No, this is a teenage drama. No. This is not a comedy at all. This is a teenage drama that has a couple of funny moments." But I feel like I had to you have to dumb down every once in a while. So remember when Tiger King was on, I would watch an episode of Tiger King and immediately have to watch Ozark, so my brain wouldn't fall apart and I wouldn't just walk into the wall like a fucking Sims character.
Something well put together, yes.
So I go from Cobra Kai to immediately watching Lovecraft Country. I'm like, oh, look at this beautifully crafted story. That's just brilliant, because I need to get my brain back on that. Don't walk into the wall. Don't do that fucking Call of Duty. I don't know. That's what Cobra Kai does to my brain. That's what Tiger King does to my brain. I got to stop ruining my brain. I'm too old. I can't be losing these faculties.
Oh, man.
I can't. But, yeah. So Cobra Kai Sweep the Nation. And this is what I want you to do. Every time you watch it, at the end of every episode, they show the Cobra Kai snake. I want you to hear this. Fucking Cobra Kai. It'll make it a little bit better. Because that's what I would say every time I would get up and walk away from an episode. You're like, with a guitar, fucking Cobra Kai. Imagine that. That'll make it a little bit better for you. You want to speak on somebody that we are a big fan of. What do you have on the Queen? Queen Regina.
Oh, yeah. The Queen Regina King has made history. Again, it's similar to the Washington football team making history, doing something for the first time in the NFL's 100-year history. So in the, I think it's 75-year history, some crap like that, Venice Film Festival. We're talking Venice, California, Los Angeles, right here, right now. Regina King has become the first black female director to have a movie in the Venice Film Festival selected. It's her directorial debut. I don't even know the name of it yet. It's in there. So everyone look it up. It's on Hollywood Reporter or whatever, because none of that matters to me. What matters to me is that she got it, because I'm definitely going to see it. Because when I think about Regina King, I think way back, and granted, I know she was even out there before I remember this. My first experience with her is Poetic Justice. And in that one, she plays who she plays, and I was like, I wasn't really feeling her. Not that I didn't feel the character. I actually sided with her character a lot, because she was dealing with Guy, Tony, or Tori, whatever the hell his name was. And he was an asshole. So, I was like, oh, yeah, she needs to get away from him. But then everything she did after, I have been all about it. Interestingly enough, she was in the movie the show, damn it, it's been so long since I've seen it. Anyway, it's about LA cops. And I don't watch a lot of cop shows, but this one was really, really good. And the fact that she was in it made me want to watch it. And she was super bad in that. And she's done, so much time now. She had the recent Watchmen stuff and all that. But shout out to her, man. She's never put her film out there, directed anything, I guess, before. And to get it, to be the first nominated black woman Venice Film Festival ever, I'll take it, man. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see what they do with it. I don't know if it's going to go big screen or it's going to go small screen when it's done there. But it's pretty exciting, man. I think that's great news.
So a couple things on Regina King. One, people say I'm an old soul because I've been watching old shows for a long time, but not that old. But when I was younger, I remember we used to watch 227 and Amen. Yeah. If y'all remember those shows, holla at your boy. But on 227, Regina King was she was a little girl on the show. So it's like when older cats were watching young Janet Jackson on Good Times. I remember watching Regina King on 227, and then I didn't see her again until Boys in the Hood. And I was like, oh shit, that's the little girl from 227. He's like, you better take your ass to the stove. I was like, oh shit, that's her.
I don't even remember her Boys in the Hood part. When you mention it, I kind of see her, but really Poetic Justice for me is what put me on the onto her.
But you got to keep in mind, I think she was Ice Cube's little sister in that movie, and then she's in the movie with Tupac. She's been in movies with some hip hop legends, man, and she's been doing it. for a long time, and you wouldn't know it from looking at her, because she's still fine as a glass of blended wine. I tell you that.
So,
she look like she's catching fish by the hook.
Maybe clarify here. So yeah, it was 77th year anniversary of the Venice Film Festival. The film is actually called One Night in Miami.
Nice.
All right, so that's the name of the movie that she directed and has in the Venice Film Festival.
The other thing about her directorial thing is it's her first time directing a film, because I've seen her direct a couple of things. I remember watching an episode of Insecure from last year that she directed an episode of, and Kerry Washington directed another episode. So I love that they start with these shows, and that's how they get it out there. Like, let me see if I can direct a TV show first, and then go from there. So I'm excited about seeing it myself. And if history has taught us anything from like Jason Bateman, and these other cats, it's like, if you've been in the industry for so long, directing shouldn't be that hard for you.
But it's a little bit different skill set. But I understand what you mean. But explain what you're talking about, because there's a lot to directing that people don't understand. Just like there's kind of a lot to acting. People think, oh, all they do is read lines on screen. It ain't that, because if it was that, we'd all be doing it.
This is what I'll say. To me, going from acting to directing is like going from bartending to owning a bar. Not everybody can do it, but you have the skill set, and if you've been doing it long enough, you know what to look for. It comes much easier to you. So when you have these child stars who've been in front of a camera being directed by multiple directors for 25 plus years, they already know what direction they want to go in. They know like the basics of directing because they've seen it so long, as opposed to somebody who just wrote a story and they're like, hey, come direct it too. All right, well, I know blocking and all that shit. So I think she'll do great. I can't wait to see it, but I feel like it might come easier to her because she's been in front of the camera for so long. Very long time.
Well, yeah, when you say 227, that's one of the shows that it was way before me, because I only seen maybe an episode or two, but I know there's some legends on that show. Maybe I got to go back and find it, but the only thing is I'm not willing to watch like BET and all that, because I think that channel is overrun by garbage. But
so 227 was only from 85 to 90.
Yeah, see, I missed all those years for that. I don't know. I can't remember what I was watching at 85 to 90, except for like I know Cosby Show, shit like that. But
right, yeah, 227 was around that same time. But yeah, she's been on TV for a very long time, and then movies for a very, very long time. And like I said, you couldn't tell because listen, Regina King, I'm gonna put it out there. Girl, I'll drink your bath water. All right, so moving on. So both Xbox and PlayStation have announced their release dates, right?
Oh, they've done more than that. They have sold out pre-orders, left and right.
So PlayStation kind of fucked up because PlayStation. I like Xbox. Xbox kind of waited. Like, we're gonna wait to see how PlayStation fucks up, and fuck up they did. PlayStation was like, all right, so the release date for the PlayStation is whatever, October, whatever the fuck, and the pre-order starts now. And then
they dropped a bomb on the world. Yeah,
dude, people started losing their mind. I've seen in the last 2 days people online like, how could you, PlayStation? I just read this today. What the fuck? I'm never gonna get one. It's fucking hilarious.
Did you snag one? You snag an order?
Well, keep in mind, I ain't got no money like that, but I am an Xbox dude. I play my Xbox way more than I play PlayStation. So if I did plan to get one, it would be the Xbox, and it would probably be the digital, because I don't buy physical games anymore. Yeah. And it's much cheaper. The digital is only $300. The hard
400.
One, well, no, the digital is $299. $299.
$299. You're talking about PlayStation? Or are you talking about Xbox?
Xbox, man. Fuck PlayStation. Xbox digital is only $300.
That's good.
And the bigger process one is $500. So it's one of those. I get it. It's faster and it's bigger and it makes shit better on 4K. But I don't buy games, so I would probably buy the cheaper one.
Yeah.
And still, I would do that. If I get a PlayStation 5, it'll be in 2 years, and I'm not fucking with it. But I like that Xbox was like, okay, so we're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
This is the date and time when they will go on pre-order, when you can select. Yeah, and I was like, that's brilliant. They just watch the madness, and it's like watching people run down the street with stolen It's like how Target employees look at Walmart employees. They're like, look at these fucking maniacs.
Like a different class.
Yeah,
Like a different class of people at Target. I know.
Absolutely. And they're just like, oh my God, look at these savages scrambling online.
That's such a perfect example.
Dude, it's brilliant. It was funny to see. But on the PS5, you got an answer to a question that you brought up about the baller version. You were talking about baller PS5s. Explain that shit.
I secured my order, man. It only cost me $10,000 to get a fully gold-plated PS5, baby. $10,000.
Oh, that's cash, homie. I got that in my back left pocket, homie. Right?
Homie. Yeah, like what? So I have been waiting for this price to drop because I'm like, it's got to be something in the 10 to 20, 30, depending on how much gold they're saying they're going to use. And I'm actually surprised it's only $10,000. I thought they'd be putting more to it, But again, I like the idea like you can even, super ball it out and put diamonds around it, studs and stuff like that. Like why not, So it's like there are going to be people who are going to buy this. I'm even in a small group of guys who some people buy to resell, some people just collect and all that. And he's like, I'd buy it, and it's like, yeah, you would, because he buys like. He's the type that's going to buy and probably already has 20, 30 of the PS5s and is going to flip them, and make 250 to a 500 to whatever it's going to be on each one, So he's dropping $12K on PlayStations alone just to, not just to, but to make 24K. So hey, I can't mess with that. I don't got that kind of bankroll. So it's like, do you? I can't knock it, but it's not my style.
Wow, that's.
The drop was funny because the crazy thing is my boy at work, he's like, we talk about stocks and stuff like that, go back and forth, and we talk about PlayStation. I was like, yeah, we want to get one, but and I'm the same as you. Like, I'm gonna wait a couple years, let the price drop. I'm still enjoying my PS4. I'm good to go. He showed me the streaming of the chat or conversation that Sony was having, because they was putting out information. I guess they had like a live stream or something like that. He's like, oh look, and I was like, oh great. I guess he didn't get the memo at that time he was showing me that they dropped, because GameStop called me about an hour after that, said, hey, we have PlayStations on pre-order if you want to come do one. I was like, damn, I would not be able to get there till early as 6. I'm probably going to miss out. I went by just to see what they had going on. And they said, no, they're definitely long gone. And the girl was on the phone from the moment I walked in, she was talking, to the moment I left, apologizing to people for not being able to get the pre-orders. And she kept saying, they didn't even tell us. None of us knew. All of a sudden, people were in the building and calling saying, I want to reserve the PS5, and they had no clue what the hell they were talking about. This was like worldwide. And I don't know if that's good or bad. I know people are angry about it, but you got to really get over your visceral reaction, your initial reaction, because here's the thing. The way it is now, and this is unfortunate for a lot of us collectors, and you probably don't deal with this, but remember back in the day when we used to have to line up for tickets to go to a concert?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then came the internet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of started, you probably were going to concerts before I was. I started going to concerts when internet started getting big and you can order tickets online. So there was a couple of times I was in line early in the morning or whatever, hour goes by, and maybe I get up to the front and I actually get my tickets, or by the time I get to the front, they say we've sold them all out online. And all I can think is, what kind of bullshit is that you just sold out all the tickets online and we've already been in line? Why couldn't we just order our tickets? Like, are the entire allotment of tickets all online? So there's none for stores? That's how it works? Because we used to get physical tickets.
Right.
They used to print them, So the PS5 dropping all of a sudden. Oh, okay. So that being said, now, and this has been happening for a long time, scalpers and all that, flippers, resellers, whatever, they have what's called bots. And they probably had this before, but now it's huge. The bots eat up all the stock in seconds. We're talking things are going off out of stock in seconds for stuff like this. So yes, these guys I know are using bots. They're buying 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, hundreds of things at a time. And I'm like, can I get one? Can I get one? And there's like, no, you got to be, you got to ball like us. I'm like, all right, so I just keep myself moving. So with the bots, there's almost no chance anymore. You know what I mean? And that's what big thing that people are making a big deal of. The good thing about Sony dropping when they did is the bots can't eat everything up when they don't know. Because if there's really no words, because here's the thing, people are hacking into systems catching emails, catching coding, all kinds of stuff. And there's people from certain companies that are just giving away the secrets, saying, oh, this is going to be this and that. And then it just spreads around the world real quick. And so everyone sets up their shit. Oh, everything's set up to like at 10 o'clock, 9:59 and 59 seconds. Boom, the bots eat up all the stock. It doesn't happen for everything. And if you have fast enough fingers, you'll still get yours. But you have to be really, really fast and have all your stuff already set up, right? So when that so everyone's pissed off that this is happening, but we can't stop it. So the only way to play fair is to cheat and use bots as well. I mean, so that's the messed up thing. So Sony dropping it kind of killed the bots out of the way, but now everyone has their bot set up for any type of restock. We're talking, as a matter of fact, and this is as of last night, Target messed up. They posted the PlayStation 5 for 99 cents. Don't know what happened, but there was a glitch, and they ate it up. By the hundreds of PS5s, maybe even thousands, got sold at 99 cents, including controllers, games, and all that. Yeah. Of course, they're going to go back and cancel those orders for the most part. But some people who put in maybe 500 orders, I can almost guarantee you a couple of those are going to get through at 99 cents for those PS5s. So this is the kind of shit that collectors and people who really want it for themselves to enjoy it are pissed off about. So I get those reactions. But when it comes to PS5, it's just a PS5. Relax.
Just wait. They're
going to make 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 million more, a billion more. My thing is, I never like to get a console on when it's a brand new one at first try, because remember the PS2? Yeah. By the time my third one got stolen, it was my third one because the other two were glitchy. I don't want my PS5 like that. I'll wait. So we'll see. We'll see.
People are fucking insane, bro. Like you. I
will say this. I'm getting the Miles Morales launch game, though. I want the launch one because it comes with a remastered Spidey and all the DLCs. So I'll just wait.
You just want the game, but not the system.
1 second. What's up, baby girl? Your face is a mess.
You didn't pause it? No. Are you good? No, are you good?
Okay.
What is all over her face?
Blueberries.
That tracks.
It's like she stuck her face in it. Anyway, so that might be part of the show, y'all. Don't know, but no.
I'll leave it in there. Let's get past the crazy people and move on to some crazy shit that's happening.
More crazy people?
Yeah, right. In a non-shocking 2020 twist, California has its record fires, like acreage amount of fires, like the wildfires in Cali where we are, have hit record numbers, so much so that it's spread, and like Seattle is covered in this cloud of Silent Hill-like smoke.
Crazy.
It's insane. If you haven't seen, if you listen to us from the East Coast, or the Midwest, or a different country, you got to check this out. These fires are just beyond out of control. Between the heat wave and, I don't know, just 2020 and all its hate and its worst year ever. It's awful. I remember coming outside 3 days in a row, and if it wasn't red outside, like everywhere, then it was yellow. And I can't express to you what I mean when I say everything was red or everything was yellow. Like you could not find a cloud, you couldn't find the sun, it was crazy because they were saying some of the firefighters, because of the smoke actually helped them put out some fires because it was blocking the hot ass sun. Yes.
It kept the temperature down, which is, I thought it would actually be reversed, but it kept the temperature down.
Yeah, which is crazy. The smoke from the fires you're trying to put out are saving you from the hot ass sun that's trying to kill you. 2020, man, this fucking year, bro, it's crazy. So I spoke to a few people who were evacuating. I hope everybody got out safe. I know some didn't. Dude, we've been saying it for months now. What else can happen in 2020? We still got months left.
We still got months left. Lots can still happen. You speak of the East Coast, the smoke is reaching there. They've already said the smoke is reaching as far as New York right now. Granted, it's not, of course, like this. Over us, it's like you said, there was an orange sun for days, and I can still see the haze of the smoke and the ash and all that. My car's still covered in ash because I'm waiting until they're done to even go wash the damn thing. I mean, because it's kind of nuts. Even my daughter was like, "Daddy, your car's dirty. You need to wash it." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know." So I told her wait, and I'm telling her, "Look at the sun, baby girl, but don't look at the sun." But it's kind of crazy. Yeah, it's nuts, man. There are fires, so all that fires all the way up the west. Nuts.
And for the people who are down south who are like, "Look, man, we got hurricanes." No, I get that. Hurricanes are fucking awful. And hurricanes, I mean, yeah, it's part of the season. You when you move to Florida, you get that. And people say, you move to California, you get earthquakes, you get wildfires, but this is like a record fire, and it's the worst that we've ever had. And I feel like everything we're saying in 2020 is the worst it's ever been, which is crazy.
It's kind of crazy. Towns are being wiped out.
Wiped out, full on towns. It's fucking crazy. Speaking of orange skies, let's talk about just real quick, just the ballsiest president. Just if I the metal balls on this guy. I mean, you gotta
Clack,
get
clack. You know?
remember click clacks? Remember you used to get click clack 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 clack? Remember them joys? Yeah. Donald Trump got them kind of balls. Just solid as rock. This fucking dude. It's a pandemic that he clearly doesn't believe is happening. Like, he doesn't believe in it at all. He's doing a press conference real quick, and the reporter's trying to ask him questions. The reporter has his mask on. Donald Trump is like, take your mask off. Just take your mask off. There's people 6 feet away from you. Take your mask off. And the guy was like, I'll just speak louder. And Donald Trump makes this face and this noise of a kid who asked if he could go play something, and the parent said no. He went, just take the mask off. The guy was like, I'll just speak louder. Ugh.
Yeah.
That was our president. That's a grown-ass man, folks. Grown-ass man.
Here's the worst thing about that is he does believe in the pandemic. He does know it's happening. All the tapes came out, the recordings of his voice talking about how serious it actually is, that he's known since way back, and he's played it down. So because he doesn't trust his people to not make a panic, right? So whatever, man. So at that point, it's like, okay, so you're willfully withholding information, and people have died because of it and continue to die because you want to still be this badass no mask person when everyone else around him is wearing a mask. Like, okay, because that makes a whole lot of sense, But hey, you know what? That's Captain America, right?
Listen, do you know what it takes to say I know there's an airborne virus out there, but I'm not going to wear a mask? It takes balls. It takes big orange balls.
So the biggest problem is, unfortunately, Trump is actually much smarter than he gives off to the media and his people, which is really, really annoying because I've known this for a long time. He plays dumb in the media, very much like his counterpart in England. Plays like an idiot, but totally knows all the information. Not that he's super smart about it,
but he hasn't.
Definitely not smart to play it, but he's a terrible leader in that way where he's not communicating and people are dying because of it. And that makes it just all the worse. Like, these things, and yet you are choosing to not help them because you think that that's what your people want to see, because those are the people that are keeping you in power and keeping you getting paid and your friends paid. You know what I mean? So yeah, I can't really even call it anymore. It's kind of some bullshit. It's nuts. And a little segment, into politics a little bit, or worldwide humanitarian shit, because we can't go an episode or a day without hearing more killings and stuff like that, is this man was just nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. How do you get nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize when your own country is literally and morally and civilly on fire? Civilly? Is that a word? I don't know. There's protests in this country right now protesting brutality against their own people, by their own people, supposed own people, fellow Americans, who, yes, have a job to do police work. But yet you are being nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize because of Middle East relations that seemingly are getting better, which, yes, is also important, but you can't even take care of your own country.
I'm sorry, just so I'm clear on this, the man who said we will mow them down in the streets is being nominated for a peace prize?
Yep. When the protest starts, the shooting starts.
That man. That guy.
That man. Or the riots or whatever he said that time. Yep.
For a peace prize.
Yep.
You sure it's not the Nobel Piece of Shit prize?
Hey, call it what you want.
Let's get the fuck out of here, this guy. So I was gonna bring up this next part, but I'm gonna wait because I want to get the full story. It just happened. We'll get into that one in the next episode because I want to see how far it develops, and you'll know what we're talking about in the next episode. Stay tuned. But we are gonna wrap it with a what the shit, and while we're on politics, you have a good what the shit for the people. Jay Roman, spit that.
To Texas Senator Ted Cruz. you bitch ass. My what the shit is for you today, okay?
Yeah.
And yes, I'm doing a little extra cussing. My daughter's right over there, a couple arms length. She's hearing this, and she kind of needs to, because Ted Cruz right now is contributing to a war against women. All right, he has outspokenly said, or yeah, outwardly said that pregnancy is not a life-threatening condition. Okay, it may not be for everyone, but it is from the get-go to the end. It's a life-threatening condition in many, many ways, and many, many women go through very serious issues when they're pregnant. Okay, so he's trying to get so his whole anti-abortion crap, which again, I think this man is smarter than he puts out there. Because if you ever watch him speak, he looks and sounds like a total idiot, very much like his president. So he's trying to get them to put on the Plan B packaging a warning that Plan B pill, that Plan B for, abortions that don't need a doctor and stuff like that are life-threatening themselves and they should be banned and all this stuff. He's fighting against abortions and fighting for the rights of, hold on, let me get a little bit more clear on what exactly they kind of put it.
Good old
that doesn't make any
Ted
sense.
Cruz.
So good old Ted Cruz and his war on women. I don't know why a man, for one, ever speaks on how to deal with women issues, because they are women issues. Pregnancy is a woman's issue. Yeah. There's only a few species in the world where the male gives birth, or they don't even give birth. They just like hold the eggs. So even them are some punk bitches, punk ass male seahorses. But like, yo, so the Texas Republic. Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, Texas Republican. Anyway, he questioned the Women's Health Protection Act, which in some states prevents doctors' restrictions, admitting privileges and all that. Because right now they're trying to make it difficult to get an abortion.
Right.
And there's a lot of protections to make it easier to be able to get safe abortions. And he's trying to block that even further by saying all this, declaring all these things. And he's doing this on the House floor, on the Senate floor. He's doing this in front of all his colleagues, women or not. And I don't understand how they're letting him get away with this. I don't understand how this guy has a job. Like, how do you have a job? You should be fired. How can you, like, you know what? You know how you fire this guy? You vote him out. But he's in Texas and he's a Republican, so it's going to be tough. So the point of all of it is, if you're a woman, please vote this asshole out. Please try. Please try. Because unless you for some reason believe that, he's a big, strong man that is actually here there to help you, because he's only there to help himself. I don't know what he thinks is going on with trying to declare this to women. But the backlash was, of course, huge. But it's still not enough because he's still there. They asked a senator recently to step down from her job because she reposted something that was, kind of negative about the Republican Party, but it didn't say, like, kill the Republicans or anything like that. It just was negative, saying that they were hypocrites. They said, you should step down from your job. And she's like, no. Ted Cruz is doing things like the president is that is actually jeopardizing people's lives. He needs to step down. You're jeopardizing lives in your own country, in your own state, in your own damn family. If for some reason someone in your family needs an abortion for whatever reason, because they're making it difficult to even have ones that are emergency type abortions, you know what I mean, for very, very, very bad stuff. So if that's not enough, I don't know what is. Like, I don't know what is enough. That's what the shit is. Ted Cruz's bitch ass. Look it up. It's kind of nuts.
Ladies, I will say this to you. I like to simplify things. I said this on the last episode. Imagine if instead of a Black Lives Matter cause, there was a Women's Lives Matter movement. And I understand that women have been fighting for certain rights since basically the dawn of time. But when you hear something like this, how do you react? How do you react to this man is trying to tell us what to do with our bodies? Because apparently the outrage is not enough. I'm a man. I could never tell you what the fuck to do with your body because I don't understand your body. I am not in your body. Just like I can't understand the female body, I also can't understand the female mind because I know there's tons of females who agree with what he says. So I can't think like, listen, if enough women say this is bullshit, something should probably get done. Will it?
Yeah.
Doubtful. So we'll see. All right, that's our what the shit. We are going to get up out of your face, get up out of your ear, get up out of your car. You're probably late for work or you've been on the toilet too long. It's time to take a break. We appreciate you. We appreciate you listening to us. We love you all. Till next time, I'm Shaun Q. Be smart.
Jay Roman, we out.
Keep it old school.